Good morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Carey, and this is the podcast that follows my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life. It is available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. We are on a 365-day inner journey together, so happy and grateful to have you along. We're on day 95 of that journey. Day 95, and today's message is your unique gift. Your unique gift. It's a little shorty today, a little short one today. You have a unique gift that no one else on this planet has. No one. Your job is to discover it, improve it, and give it to the world as your gift. Is it your personality, your craft, your voice, your empathy, or your unique understanding of something in particular that you just love, that's in your heart all the time, and you just love it, and no one else, not many people can see what you love, but I assure you that there are millions out there who love what you love. So don't be afraid to share that. Do not be afraid to share that. There are a lot of people out there that are inspired. Everybody's inspired by everybody else. You know, I love to be inspired by other people and admire them for things that they're doing that I just go, wow, that is way out of my wheelhouse. But man, I love it. I love it. What a great gift they have, and what a great gift that they've honed and said, man, I'm going to share it. Because if they ever kept it inside or just kept doing it just for themselves, man, it wouldn't be as great, because you're not sharing the wisdom of it. Not sharing that wisdom of it, and the music of it, or the art of it, or the, whatever it is of their gift. You have it. Even if it's something that, like I say, if it's something that somebody else does that you like to do too, I assure you, yours is not going to be the same as theirs. Yours is going to be an individual expression of that. Okay? Even if it looks similar, man, it's just got a whole different energy in there. It's got your energy in there. It's got your love in there. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it art. That's what makes it art. Human art came from the heart. Human art that comes from the heart. There you go, baby. That's the gold. That's the gold. And when other people see that gold, like, oh, well, how did you make, whoa, my goodness, that's the stuff of life. You're a creator, and we are also connectors. We also love to connect with people that are in that same wheelhouse as us, of the same hobbies or loves or whatever that is. You connect in that goodness, all those other people, you expand. Your world expands. Because you have a lot of great fun experiences in that journey, in particular little journeys that we have. So if you don't have a hobby, if you don't have something that you look forward to, and your work is just kind of like, okay, I don't mind work and that kind of stuff, it's pretty good, and I'm happy where I am and all that stuff, but you want something that's going to give you some juice, where you look forward to coming home to, I get to do that again. I'm going to work on that a little. Those kind of things that charge up. They're in there. Don't let them sit in there. Don't let him sit in there. You got more in there. You got more in there than you know. Okay? Your craft. It is there, my friends, and whenever you use it, magic happens. Your gift, whenever you use it, that particular thing that you do, that particular way about you that you share, that you're afraid to share with everybody, because you share it a little bit more. All right, you're not giving yourself. Keep your boundaries. Keep your boundaries strong. Keep them strong, absolutely. But you know when? Do your best to shine this world up with your shine. However you do that, however you do it, it's very important. I read an inspirational post this morning that said, "Hell is when you cross over to the other side and meet the person you were supposed to become and didn't." In other words, you only regret the things you did not do that you knew you should have done. Or certainly could have done. Right. One of my favorite mentors of the light, Dr. Wayne Dyer, always said that, do not die with your music left inside you. You are meant here. You are meant to sing it here. You're meant to sing it and share it. So this is your wake-up call to do just that. Believing in yourself, trusting that you are not alone in this journey, and moving forth in faith is the way all great people have figured it out. You figure it out. You say, I am not doing this alone. I got a creative pull in me, and it wants me to do this, but I've been afraid because I don't know if anybody will accept me in this way. You know what I mean? Well, Geez, I had that. I grew up in Troy. Yeah, hey fellas, I'm going to start a spiritual podcast. I don't know, before this book, I don't know if anybody would ever have predicted that I was going to start a spiritual podcast. I don't think so. I don't know if anyone would have predicted from my younger self that I would have ever written this. Right? But God knew it. God knew it. And he put me through things that made me write it. And I didn't like those things that he put me through to bring me to the place that brought this out of me. Brought this out of me from a dark place. Never would have thought that. Never would have been able to call that one. Never would have said it. I had an inkling when I started to get into the personal development world in the early days, with the law of attraction and all that stuff. I had that in there. But when things steered me more towards the spiritual side of things and say, well, there's the truth. It's not about I'm just going to attract a bunch of money into my world. That's what I'm going to do. I'm a magnet for money. That's the whole pitch of the law of attraction. But if you go deeper than that, it's the law of love. The laws of love. That is the laws of truth. Universal truths. That's one you should Google. The universal truths. All right? Or go on chat or wherever. There's like 12 universal truths, but there's more than that. There's more than that. Like the laws of reciprocity and, all those laws of love that guide us. That says, how would love do this? What would love do in this situation? Well, that's it. I had to write that because those situations that I was drowning in demanded it of me, or else I was going to drown in it. No, el refuso. That's what I had to say. No, I refuse. I refuse to stay down here. And this was my way up and out. And now I'm just going even further and say, you know what? It's my time. I got to bring this book to life. It's time. This world needs much more light right now to push us into the new place. Not to push us, to guide us into the new place, to help guide us all into knowing that it's not the end of the world that's going on. It's the end of the old world. It's the end of the old world, the old energies, the old bullshit, the old greed and terrible evil and all that stuff. We see it now. We see it clearly, So they never wanted that to happen. They never wanted the light to shine on that. They always wanted to keep us in the story, in the narratives. Like, no, I'm going to do this today. What did they say to do? Who do I have to hate? We're coming out of that. Man alive, what a joke that was. What a joke. It's all ego-based, all control-based, all fear-based stuff. That, you know what? None of that comes from who we really are. That's the biggest thing. It's inverted world. The real us is the forever us, which is the spirit, which is light. It is light. What light does? It kicks out the darkness. That's what the light does. When you decide to get over a bad habit, you're kicking that out. What are you kicking it out with? You're not kicking it out with more darkness. You're kicking it out with your light. Your I can, I will, this is who I really am. That's what kicks it out. You trust that. You embody that. And you move forward with that. That is the vehicle of light that you really are. And the more you've moved forward in it, in your life, the brighter it gets inside. And the brighter it gets inside just means the more truth is bubbling up. And the more truth that bubbles up, you make different decisions. You cut things out of your life that go, this does not serve this at all. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been overgiving here. I've been, serving places that don't serve back. I've been, you can do all that. You can just empty your own cup all the time thinking, I've just got to do this. I got to do that. No. What you have to do is lighten your load. Lighten your load of all the things that no longer serve that light path forward. Light is calm. Light is collect. Light is cool, baby, because the light knows who it is. It's true. It's truth. It wants it, demands it, and when we walk with that in an alignment with it, as ourselves in this avatar, that means we're just connecting to the switchboard of truth. If you had a wire in, you go right into the truth board. And you're like, oh, okay. Man, what I was believing before. Man, I believed in that matrix. Man, I believed in that all that political crap. I believed in it. But now, I'm telling you, when we come out of that, we're going to go, can you believe this crap? We're all going to be like actors coming out of amnesia going, wow, what a ride. But we are all light. And now we all remember, or at least so many of us remember, that it just tipped the scales into the truth. Finally, bringing this world into truth so we can stop all the bullshit and the fear, which is the true enemy. Wielding that around is just wielding darkness around. It's wielding the lie around. We are not fear. We are not to fear, because we are the light. Okay. Let's see. Believing in yourself, trusting that you are not alone in this journey, and moving forth in faith is the way all great people have figured it out. You are one of those great people. You are one of those great people. Yeah. You're light. Look in the mirror, smile, and say, I am light. I am light, and I'm going to move more light in this path of mine. I'm not going to be this person that adds to the old wheel of karma and keep my karma going in that same shitty old negative wheel. Nope. You clean your own karma up. You plant good seeds ahead. You kick out the bullshit of what you may have been doing, what you may have been spitting out, not in your favor, and maybe not in the favor of others. That stuff comes back to you. That stuff comes back to you. There is a perfect accounting system. There's a perfect accounting system with karma. So, but really, karma is our reminder. Oh man, oh shit. Oh wow, that hit me right in the nuts. Karma. So I know what not to do anymore, and I know what I'm here to serve. Because if I serve the light, I serve my light, and I, keep myself in good health and shape, and just being in that space. That's it. It's what you got to do. That's it. And you'll be good to yourself, and you'll be good to other people. How you treat other people is what comes back into your life. How you talk to other people, how you think about other people, what you wish for other people, right? Wish the best for everybody. Wish everybody remembrance. Wish everybody to remember that they are the light, whether you like them or not. Wish everybody remembrance. It's the easiest prayer you could pray. God, I wish everybody remembrance. And he knows what to do with that. God knows what to do with that wished light that you've just given. You've just put your part into the world, your fractal, into the higher world, saying, yeah, I'm in. I don't want any of this shit anymore either. I don't want any shit between me and my family. Political crap, I don't want any more of that. I don't want that. It's garbage. It's garbage. All the evil is going to be taken care of when we put our light together and move into consciousness. Consciousness. The evil leaves us. The darkness leaves us. It's kicked right out of our house in consciousness, because we all move up into a lighter sphere where it does not live. It can't. It can't live there. It's too high of a frequency for it to exist. But in the 3D world that we're in, this heavy, dense world, it can. So what's our job as light bearers, as light beings, is to anchor our light and bring it to bear. Bring it to bear. Okay? Every way you can. And in your prayers, for everybody, not just for the select few. Because there's a lot that have just they're lost in it. They're still lost in it, in the fear. And the fearmongers, that's how they kept us there forever, centuries. All right? But we're busting out of that old thing, like the Truman Show, ripping out the cameras, the whole fakery, the fakey fake world, and we're here to make it real. We're here to make love the most real part. Money, that's not the most real. Nope, that world is gone. It's going to be era of the heart, where that is going to be your highest currency. So it's best you move up into it now. It's where you're the richest anyway. It's really where you are the richest anyway, is knowing your own heart and giving from that place, being calm in it, spending time in it, alone, in silence, in communion, right? In that daily communion with peace, with the peace that's in here that you don't even know yet. I don't even know the depths of it yet. And I tried my best to get there, and it's like, let me tell you something. What it's brought me so far in my life by practicing, well, it's brought me a lot. It's brought me a lot, and it's brought my family a lot. It's brought my family closer together. And in the tough times, which we've had many, it's what brought us through. It's the light. And remembering that that's my job. I know what my role is here. It's not to flip out. It's to be a beneficial presence and use that strength. Use that strength, that calm, confident knowing that I'm connected and I can help here. And I'm going to listen for how I can help. It's going to come to me. It's going to come to me. That's how it works. You open your channel. Okay, today's CTA. Today, whatever comes your way, say yes, as if you've chosen it, even if it looks ugly. And then go about taking that and alchemizing it. Going, all right, I'm going to use some of my new skill here. My new skill, which is my oldest skill, which has been in me for forever. It's in there. It's not in what the world has necessarily taught me, but there's some wisdom in there too, for wisdom of experience. But there's also the intuition that's in there as you're part of your connection. You'll know what to do. You'll know what to say. You're stronger than you think you are. You're smarter than you think you are. And when you open that up and your first reaction, well, your reaction is fear, because fear is reaction. Response is going, I got the space between the fear. I see fear, get out of my way for a second. I got to see the truth here. Get out of the way, fear. All right, what is it really? Because the fear will want to take you around and around in a vortex of spiral down or any of that stuff. That's what the energy of fear does. Brings you down, separates you from common sense, separates you from your center, where your wisdom center is, where calm brings you the answer. Fear separates you from it. It wants you to go and be crazy and flip out and be angry, and that's because your normal response is anger and I'm going to solve it with I'm going to solve it with that. Hey, we've all seen it. We've all become that. We've all become that. Oh man, alive. But that's the ego, and that's really the inner battle, isn't it? That's always the battle. But the inner battle is that it's just like light and dark. We're both. So that's the inner battle while we're here, until we realize and we remember that we're really the light, and we'll use that darkness as what not to do. And how do I not do that? Well, then I got to make my love better. I got to make my communication better. I've got to be able to be a better communicator, or else I'm going to just fall back to my default settings of to solve everything. Right? That's what happens. If you don't know, you're going to your default setting, and that's something your parents left you unwittingly. It's like, you had an angry parent or whatever, and this is how they solved their problems, by yelling at the top of their lungs till everybody just gave up, because it's like, I don't want this hurricane. I'd rather just be out of this whole thing altogether. It wasn't this important because of the anger, right? Woo! We all know that one. We all know that one. But love has a much better way. When you learn to calm that self, that monkey mind and that gorilla inside. When you learn to say, that's not the real me. That's just how I've handled my life thus far, because I've seen other people handle their lives like that, and it seems like they get more respect that way by being fear, intimidating and angry and flipping out, when really it's just, you got to have more emotional maturity than that. And your emotional maturity comes when you have the inner journey and you say, I am not that, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that because I've seen the destruction it causes, and then I never take responsibility for it. So that just causes more inner destruction, and I carry that sandbag around. That I'm ashamed of the way I do that, but I carry that shame inside, but I don't change. Well, why don't I change? Well, because it's just more comfortable to stay that way, and people may just keep forgiving me and just say, well, that's just the way he is, and so I still live that way. But really, it's like, well, what do you want for yourself? What do you want for yourself? What do you want your journey to be about? Well, you can just help your whole family line by saying, I'm going to be the one. I'm going to be the cycle breaker. I'm going to be the one that does it different. I'm going to be the one that listens and says, I'm going to stay committed. I'm going to stay committed in this path. on the road less traveled, because it brought me way more light than the way I used to walk in anxiety and panic and fear. It brought me way more. It brought me way deeper within myself to really examine why the anxiety all the time. What was it? And it was just, I'm trying to be, whatever it is, something for everybody or whatever that is. And then you drain yourself and you don't have, your cup gets empty and you don't have a lot to you're not doing creating anymore. You're just trying to plug holes, like in the dike, where the water's going to come through. You're just plugging holes with your fingers, trying to keep it at bay, instead of going, let it burst. Let it burst. I'm going forward. I want to create anew. I want to create anew. So lots of times we don't let go of old stuff so that we can do that. There's too much stuff in here for us to even believe we could create anew, that we have any time to do any of that stuff. You got to rearrange. Time to rearrange. So when it's time to change, the Brady Bunch, the silver platters, you got to rearrange. I think that was Peter's voice was changing when that song came out. Okay, so that's CTA's whatever comes your way today. Say yes to it, and that you can figure it all out. Use others in your sphere if you need higher advice that you trust. Or you can read, you can go into book or whatever that may be, just to get your mind out of the monkey mind and say, okay, I just need to be centered again. I need to give myself a little time here, get centered again, go back after it. You'd be surprised how a little rest can recharge your mind, make sure you're eating, because when we get hangry, we get that ego wants to come right out. So we really do have work, to keep ourselves in that balance that I talk about, but it's the best work. You keep yourself in shape, you keep your mind in shape, you keep your body in shape, and you keep your spirit. You're always exercising your spirit, so the light just continues to grow in your life. Okay? You're exercising it. You're gardening with it. You're gardening with your light. All right? But you start today with a determined faith, and you will end your day with satisfaction. Right? Start your day with intention. Determination that I'm going to watch what I do today. I'm going to do it differently today. And that's the fun start, if you're just starting that. Because you get to see how much better I'm going to be calm here where I would have been flipping out. I'm going to take a breath and try and be calm here. I'm going to learn how to shift. I'm going to learn how to shift myself. I don't need anybody else to shift me. I don't need to have anybody else to shift me. I'm going to have the power to do it myself. And you do that, you've come home. You've come home. All right. I trust myself because I trust the connection that I have now. Woohoo! Let's go. Giddy up. Giddy up. And that's your giddy up. Every day is your light. So never forget that. Always water with it. Water your life with it. When your gorilla wants to take over, take a breath, take a break. Say, God, bring me some peace and bring me back to my center. Help me to remember in this moment. Remember. It's like, oh, yeah, shit, I'm not the gorilla. I'm not the gorilla. I'm the peace within. I'm the peace within. How do I get there in the second? I do some breath work. You breathe that shit out. You breathe it out. Give yourself a minute. Give me a minute. You go, take a breath. All right. I'm back. You do this for yourself. This is part of your self-care. You bring yourself back. You don't have to press the fire alarm of your ego and go, give me that phone. I got to call and I got to figure this out. I got to get somebody on the phone who's going to listen to me rant so I can get it out of me. You get it out of you with some self-care, with some self-work, with some self-can, with some spirit. I am the spirit. I am the calm. Yeah, I feel the storm, but I am the calm. I'll walk on in that. Try it. You're going to get better at it. You're going to get a lot better at it. And really, that's this, that you're walking yourself home. You're walking yourself back home to the heaven within, which is your peaceful center that you've always been in all of eternity. You're at peace. And you're getting rid of all the stuff that doesn't allow you to see that, feel that, and get back to that place. And you learn how to be a good sifter of that stuff. You learn how to be a good sifter of that stuff and more in your time management as well. You become a great time manager because you want certain things for yourself and you want certain time frames so that you can do these other things that you want to do. So you get your work done more efficiently. You think about it more efficiently. You move through life more efficiently. And next thing you know, you're writing things down instead of just willy-nilly. You get get that schedule going and you get that new thing happening and you got a new launch pad for something because you've given it to yourself, knowing that you have to do it. That spirit inside of you will not let you not do it. So follow that voice, all right? And follow the voice that says you can and that you're awesome, because that other voice in you is the liar, because you are that. You are great. You are awesome. You're the piece of the universe in a little capsule of light. Shine it up and move on. Spiritual warrior, move on. Have a great day, everybody. We shall see you tomorrow.